meant a lot to a lot of us. He was, you saw the quotes as you went through the 7 miles. For those of you who went all the way through, I laughed at each and every one of them because every one of them I'd heard dozens of times throughout the years, and they all, I was actually taking notes on, I'm going to add that to my vocabulary as well because it's been a while. But he was an outstanding commander and always rode that tightrope of being very close with his people, yet people knowing that when he was in the room, people knew he was there and that he was in charge. And as I said before, sadly, as he was coming upon retirement, he passed away a few years ago and didn't get to take part in really what he talked about a lot was the Check of the Month Club. I was talking to Selena about earlier. He loved his job, but I think he was going to love retirement as well, and it was sad to see him go in such an untimely manner. So anyway, I'm going to hand it off to Selena to talk about 4 scholarships that they have selflessly put out for the Eastern Air Defense Sector, men and women and family members. This is going to be here next year as well, and the year after that. So please think about it. In about 300 days from now, Mrs. Dewey is going to come out looking for more scholarships. She's looking to give, that family is looking to give money back to the Eastern Air Defense Sector in a very selfless manner. So please take part in it next year, and we'll get the word out as soon as possible, sometime next summer, so those deserving can take part in that and maybe win. So we've got 4 to give out. Then she's going to talk a little about feeder vets as well. So Selena, Mitchell, you guys have the floor. Thank you very much for coming.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for everyone coming out, and it means so much to our family that, sorry, I had it together a moment ago, that this continues on for us. So, first of all, PR Vets, I have been privileged to be a part of that for the last year. I've been a volunteer and involved with the organization. It is a selfless organization, and what a lot of people don't realize is 1 in 3 homeless people is a veteran. They are not being fed and housed, and what the organization does is we do feed them. The veterans can come into our food pantry once a week on Wednesdays. It is free to them. They come in, they can shop for a month's worth of groceries. Since 2004, since its inception, they have given out almost 1 million pounds of food, which is really sad. But it's such a well-deserved organization, and it's giving back to the community. We have a food pantry in Utica. We also have one in Watertown. In the unit, Fort Drum, we have active duty members that come there that need food. So if you know of any veterans that need to come to the pantry, please send them our way. We're open every Wednesday from 3 to 6. Downtown Utica on Genesee Street, directly across the street from the Radisson. All they need is a DD-214, and they can come in and come get the groceries. We also, in addition to that, send out, sorry, having a brain fart, as we can say,
Walmart.
Food cards, gift cards, and those go out to 38 states across the nation. So we can also feed veterans that way that will reach out to us. So thank you so much for your donations today, for giving back to them. We also take monetary donations as well, so please look us up on the organization. Rich brought a bunch of brochures if you'd like to learn more about the organization. Okay, on to the scholarship program. As Quig said, Wade did pass away from brain cancer 3 years ago, and one of the sayings that's out here is embrace the suck. That was something he came up with when he found out that his tumor had turned cancerous a couple of years before he passed away. So he always kind of still took it just in strides. Always was like kind of a doc, what's our next step? What are we going to do next? He never complained about it. He just kind of said, okay, what are we going to do to fight it? So unfortunately, he lost that fight, but he did stay at the unit probably, like Quig said, a little longer than he should have. He wanted to make sure that the unit was taken care of before he was gone. He wanted to make sure he wasn't leaving anything undone, unkept. He always cared about the airmen within the unit. So that's kind of where I came up with the idea of the scholarship program. I wanted to kind of continue on the way he cared for the unit and how he cared for the airmen and all of you. So the kids and I came up with this scholarship program. It's renewable every year, so please reapply. You have to reapply every year. It's 4 scholarships in the amount of $1,250 apiece. And it's available to you and to your spouse and your dependents. So the winners for the scholarship this year, the first one is Jared Becker.
You came in second, by the way. One more.
Nicole Bishop.
The camera.
One more. Yeah.
This is our flyer from this morning, I understand, John McCormick.
Otherwise known as TOI 1.
The last one is Carl.
It might be tomorrow.
Hey, Carl.
So again, thank you again, everyone, for letting us be a part of your day. I know this is your family day, but we really appreciate that you continue to honor Jim Ann's legacy. And anyway, congratulations.
Selena, can people help volunteer their time for the Feed Our Vets?
Yes, absolutely. Rich, the founder of Feed Our Vets, is here today. So, Rich, if you want to say anything.
Yes, you can volunteer. Yeah. The main thing is do food collections. As Selena said, just last year alone, we gave out 275,000 pounds of food to local hungry vets and active duty members from the Guard and from up in Watertown. And it's a growing issue with us. We actually have mostly men from World War II. We actually have World War II veterans that are in their 90s coming to our pantry because, number one, they don't know that the VA, they can possibly get a pension from the VA to help them a little bit. And number two, they're just only on Social Security. So sometimes it's only $800-900 a month. So we actually have World War II vets, men and women, and Selena and Michelle and I talk to them every time they come in. We see Korean War veterans. Now the Vietnam veterans are getting to where they're seniors now, and then everyone in between. And it's sickening to see that all of you wonderful people in uniform serve and have served. That once you're done, this is my view. I don't know your view, but I work with Congress. I work with the VA. There's no money for Feed Our Vets, which we are the only national organization feeding vets in all these states. There's other organizations feeding them, but we're in 38 states, 39 counting New York. And there's no money, there's no federal funding. I receive no state funding, no local community foundation grants because I feed a targeted group of people, veterans, which precludes me from applying for a grant from a community foundation. So your support, whether it's money, time, food donations, do it again. Do it next month. Do something next month. Do something again the month after. It's just cans of food, the simplest thing you can do. Or come down to the pantry. Go to our website. We have a lot of wonderful things happening. Selena was a project manager. I'm the only Navy guy here, right? All right. Well, anyways, we got a Humvee donated from somebody. It actually came from the Air Force down in Robins Air Force Base. Selena took it from how you guys drive them with the camo or with the desert color. She had it with the help of us, but mostly her. We had it redone by Steve's Restoration right outside Frankfurt, who he had a show on the History Channel. And it actually is going to be auctioned off September 22nd to raise money for us. It's at the Saratoga Auto Museum. So we're hoping to raise several $100,000 so I can go out and feed more veterans and more active duty members. And some of you probably don't know, actually some of your fellow active duty members are on food stamps. I don't know if you knew that. That's easily researchable, and it's disgusting that tens of thousands of active duty members are living below poverty. And it's one of the issues of being on my Congresswoman's Veterans Committee that we talk about. But I have more response from this goddamn tree here about hungry veterans. Everybody knows there's issues with veterans in the military, but food is not on their radar. So I can go on with my Navy attitude about that, but I won't. So, but thank you. Please go to our website, feedourvets.org. And thank you for everything you're doing for Feed Our Vets. In memory of Wade, also, who I never had the honor, and thank you for your service.
Thank you very much for coming, guys. And Selena, Mitchell, thank you very much for coming out. Appreciate it. Keep in touch. All right.
Can we get the recipients
I know.
up here?
Yeah.
I know, I realize that.